My name is Eliza, and currently I am actually regaining my playfulness. I feel that past year was lots of inner work that helped me regain the playfulness, that willingness of making a creative mess, as I call it, and being okay with it. But the main creation, as I would call it, the main thing I am creating and I want to create is my podcast, Me Time Pod, which is something I have partially started. And even though almost everything is there, and I have like the basics is there, like the ideas are there, the guests are there, the platform is there, but there is also something that just blocks it. And even though I have all the means and all the tools and support and whatever else, something in here I think is telling like I don't know. Although I still haven't started the episodes, that's where the blockage comes in. It does have like the creative part on social media, on Instagram. Follow on Instagram. Now, what does I will use the word hurt. What does hurt me in a way sometimes is that it's hard to get out of the state of doubt, and to get out of that, how to say, let's say the most common doubt is, but what if there is no reaction? What if it doesn't work out? Like there's lots of that. Although on the other hand, I realize that, but what if it does work out? And what I know actually that it is meaningful, and I have received the feedback already, but there is some kind of that, I believe doubt is that little voice from the past. The little voice from the past that says, yeah, but are you sure that you can?
Okay.
Are you sure you want to as well? Like maybe it's not even yours, and yeah.
Nice.
And others will say this or that or whatever else.
I think that's really perceptive. I think you've almost got the start of the portal there. And you describe two characters, the doubt character and the other one that says, oh, it's probably going to be fine, right? So one technique that we can use to work with this is it's almost like you're facilitating a discussion between these two parts, because when you don't facilitate the discussion, and it has to happen in a very conscious way, if you don't consciously facilitate a discussion, they're inside you pulling each other on the rope, and nobody ever gets heard and stuff like that. So
can I add to this? Yeah. Also, because it's interesting that my main, like the core, as I said, is the authenticity. And when you are authentic, like there is not much space for doubt. I mean, there is, but it's easier, I believe so, I hope so, it's easier to kind of brush it off. So it's interesting that although I'm really proudly standing for like just be you no matter what, you know, and what if, I don't know, you're awkward on camera or like whatever it is, on the other hand, there is that voice that says, what if there is a playful part of what if you're awkward on camera, and that's fun and that's fine, that's the authentic part. And then the doubt is like, but what if you're awkward on camera, you know? And there is a difference of the tone of these two voices as well.
Here's what I would say about that is that like what would it be like if instead of trying to brush off doubt, and instead of trying to like be like, can you get off, can you just get off, and instead of that we just created a little bit of like we treated it like a scared kid, which is what it is. And we sort of brought it in, because when you say authentically you, in my perspective, you are a collective of beings, right? You're a collective of perspectives that are all sort of pulling in a lot of different directions. So when you say you're almost speaking for everyone. And when I'm going to attempt to help you facilitate a nice conversation between these parts, and let's see what happens. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So the first thing you're going to do is I want you to also picture first inside your body or go to the sensation of that doubt. The little voice might be a good place to start. And it says like, but what if though? What if? Like, and the first thing I want you to do is like describe that doubt. Like, what do you see that character looking like, being like, sounding like? This is a very short, like it can be a few, 3 or 4 sentences, let's say. Nice.
I think I got it.
Great. And then immediately afterwards, let the doubt speak. So this takes a little bit of discipline in the sense of like not letting the other perspective in, because they are very used to interrupting each other and like sort of filling each other's sentences. So just give this one space.
Just the doubt.
Just the doubt. What does it have to say? If you get to just ask, is there anything else to the doubt? And if there isn't, no worries. But if there is,
yeah. At one point I was writing and I had like this smirk kind of, because I also know where this comes from. You know, like at one point, as I said, like there is the awareness that it exists and the doubt is there, and also why it's there in a way. The healing process does its, you know, its work. And yeah, like the first thing, like when I had to describe it, it was like this, besides the fact that it's a little voice, it's like a mocking voice sometimes, like, but you are not an expert, and like what, like it's besides the what ifs, that are a bunch of what ifs that happened to come out, and I'm not gonna read all of them, but some of them that actually I felt them very deeply, and I think I didn't verbalize them before, is that what if you burn out again? And that is actually a true fear of mine, like because it's not something I want to go back. The state of the mental state of that is very very heavy. And another thing that actually came to me now, as in the second part of writing also, I have noticed that I do start many things, and I like to do many things, and especially creative stuff, but then also I run out of the energy and the dopamine that I need to perform all of them or some of them. And that is another fear / doubt, because doubt, I believe at the end, is the fear, is the scared little, as I called it, a scared little goblin that is just there, like it will mock you, but it's just because of the fear that is somewhere very deep inside.
So it has some very real concerns.
Yeah.
And it's also mocking you maybe because it has some very real concerns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So that, like, what are you gonna do when the dopamine drops? What are you gonna do? I don't know, when you run out of the energy or what? And you're not even an expert. You're not. At the same time, you don't have to be an expert to ask questions.
So this is the other perspective, right?
Like that was a struggle. It was a real struggle there.
It's a struggle to not let them sort of fight each other. Okay, let's give the other guy some space, because like it's only fair.
For the goblin part, I also wrote, like, it actually the compassion part came out as well, that it is a scared creature, but it is with a loving soul. Like because I don't believe it comes from a bad place. I don't want to. I refuse to believe that it comes from a bad place. But it's more of like.
It lives within you. It doesn't want harm from you. It doesn't want harm for you.
No, like I believe. But isn't that part of the doubt and the fear, that it comes from that protective part,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like overprotective at times. It's just the brain wiring itself in the way like, oh, I don't know, it's something new.
Yeah.
Right?
For safety,
Yeah.
for like you're okay in your comfort zone. Yeah.
Like the survival kinda.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so it basically wants me to the doubt, the
Mhm.
little goblin gremlin thing.
Doubt goblin.
Yeah.
Love that. I think that makes it very easy to connect
Right?
to. Yeah.
The doubt goblin is it just wants me to stay in the comfort zone and be like, no, where, like, I imagine it with like a big belly. I'm like, no, just stay here, you know.
Nice.
That's
Yeah. That's very accurate. The visual helps so much. Like,
yeah, I never thought of it in a way of like how it could look like. I can imagine maybe the voice or like try to write it out, but I actually never gave it the image. And now I'm like, now I can actually picture and be like, yeah, it's okay. Like,
yeah.
They're there.
Yeah, you can actually connect when you have the image.
Yeah.
And isn't it interesting that he has a big belly and like, why do you think he has a big belly? Because it's
comfort.
It's symbols, right?
I believe that, I don't know, the chubbiness feels like very comforting kind of sensation, like a soft sensation that it's like just, okay, it comes more like, all right, so it's actually like on this big sofa, just like, I will not say that it has beer, no, it doesn't drink alcohol, but it has like this, I don't know, no, it has this like soft feeling, but like an old papoose that is like, what are you like? What are you saying? You know, that kind of a vibe. But he doesn't mean, and it's a he. He doesn't mean it from a bad place. It just sounds like that. And at the end of the day, when you will succeed, it'll be like, oh, nice, you did it. But that.
Yes, I think that's very accurate. I fully see what you're saying. I love that. And isn't it interesting how it's one way and not other ways? Like, it's a male. It sits on a sofa. It has a belly. It doesn't drink alcohol, you said.
Yeah, because I don't. So it's like doesn't resonate if it would, you know.
It's that. It resonates what the image, what the symbol is, it resonates. And what it isn't, doesn't.
Yeah.
Bizarre, right?
Yeah. And as I said, it helps to like, I believe it will help because now I will use this little gremlin and the moment when I hear it, I believe it will help me to like, okay, thank you, but go back to your sofa, like go sit somewhere there.
Have a little drink.
Yeah,
have a little like hot chocolate and don't worry, I'm taking care of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the other side so we don't leave the other guy grumpy. So
that
first
will
of all,
grumbling.
what kind of a being are they? So when they say to, and this is really interesting because this is a discovery, right? You can maybe see the gremlin a bit clearer, but who is the other guy who says like, yeah, but you know, you're always going to, what does he say? Like, yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Tell me about them.
Well, the moment when you asked like, who is this other side or how they look and so on, it was the first thought that passed through my mind was that it's just me, a younger version of me. Nice. Like younger in terms of kid.
Nice.
Because the kid is the playfulness part, and I did have like huge realization a few months ago that I actually met my inner child and did the talking to my inner child, so it felt like that's the part I'm regaining. And when I mention about regaining the playfulness, I'm doing it because of that inner child and that inner baby Eliza that is she's there. She has been always creative and who cares? I'm the first person to say art has no rules and creation has no rules. So right now it's very interesting that I tend to put more rules on myself than I'm believing in, you know. And also for example, for the visual aspect, it's that sparkly, bubbly, bright energy that is there, you know. And I know that that's me. The days when I'm feeling meh, I feel like that's not me. It's just not me. That
That's beautiful.
That energy of like I think I wrote it down as well, that let's go get them. Like that. There is no way back. There is just to give the space to play, and I think I even wrote it twice, like what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, like you will not have a guest. Okay, you'll have a break. There will be tons of content to create afterwards. Like why? Like, and like also I wrote down at the end, like, you make your rules, so what's the issue? Like, it's not like I'm creating the podcast for someone else, so now I need to follow specific orders or specific timelines. I create a timeline and I create a topic, so that's like the dream come true for me to do, to do that.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's really brilliant. And one of the things that, and you're making some very good points, very good rational points. They make a lot of sense. The only thing that I would say is like these patterns, they're deep. They're made in an unconscious childlike place. So of course you as an adult, like, and with all the work that you've done, you're like, I should be able to, like, I believe this, I should be able to act on my beliefs, but there are subconscious beliefs that are running the game behind the scenes a bit.
You know what else was interesting? That so there were lots of these what ifs that the goblin was saying, and one of them was like, what if you need a break? But then when I was writing from the baby Eliza side, it was like, okay, you take a break. You need a break, you take a break. So it was like, where is the problem? Like, what is the issue? Like, the doubt becomes something, it's like creating a problem where there is no problem. When truly you, again, I believe the baby version of me is the true version of me. Kids, they don't have these boxes on their heads yet. So I believe that is the true version of creative Eliza and the expressive Eliza. And so it's like, how did it?
Let me ask you something else. What would happen? What does baby Eliza feel about the goblin?
I think she laughs at it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's almost like from the perspective of baby Eliza towards the goblin now.
So okay, and I write it down. Okay.
How'd it go?
Funny.
Yeah. Tell me.
I believe that little Eliza is actually laughing, but not in a bad way, but like just, doing this kind of stuff when the goblin is talking, and she actually wants to play with it. And at the end I came to the point where she actually wants to involve him in her playfulness.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I believe that she would paint him in colors and like actually not listen to him when he starts like bubbling. She would be like, la, la, la. Like I can see that and feel it, and she gives him a hug. That's the first thing. Like that's what the goblin needs as well, anyways. And they share cotton candy. Like I don't know why cotton candy, but it just came to me. So. Yes.
I love that. Love the whimsy of it, like allowing it to be whimsical and beautiful. Great.
They share cotton candy and ice cream, and she paints his toenails or whatever, like, and dresses him up in funny costumes. Wow. And I feel that little Eliza would involve the doubt goblin into her thing to like take him out of his couch,
grumpiness.
And even though he would still be grumpy, obviously, she would be like, la la la, like, whatever.
Great. This is the last thing. Let's do the opposite. So how does the goblin respond to Eliza's efforts to reach out to him? Because we care about both of them. We care about both of them.
how do you not like, because I want to write it from the good perspective, like the goblin changed, you know. But
What
is
is
it
real inside you? How does the goblin respond to Eliza?
This one is harder.
Take your time. How'd it go?
It is kinda from the goblin side. I think it's much more difficult because it is the side that somehow you want to, you know, you don't really want to focus it that much, right? So I do believe that a goblin would be confused, and I also believe that, of course, it's goblin's part of keep mumbling and keep being grumpy, right? That's why there would be this confusion, because like the goblin still has that loving heart, as I wrote before, so he would soften up at times, still being grumpy and meh, but also would soften up. And you know, I do imagine the goblin also shedding a little bit of a tear, of course, without anyone seeing, because it's a goblin, like angry, you know.
It has a tough exterior.
Exactly. So it's that, and I believe there would be lots of, the confusion would also come from that every time the goblin would say something, little Eliza would have something back to say to like counter it and be like, okay, what if it doesn't work out, but what if it does? And there would be lots, when they meet, because they do, that's the fight there. That's what happens, like, what if it doesn't work out, but what if it does? And what if we, like, the impact that we have on people is, you know, magical. And it's, anyways, at the end, it's just about playing. We just play and we have fun with it, you know.
But the goblin is regardless, he is there and he is grumpy. Like, he's not changing, he's not going anywhere.
I didn't feel that he is, maybe not yet. I do believe that at times it softens up and goes for vacation.
I'm not suggesting that he should change. I'm just reiterating that maybe he's not going to change. He's there.
I think that what I just said also, no, it felt good that, okay, it can go for vacation and eventually it can come back when little Eliza is trying to start something new, and they again start the little battle of playfulness, of, I don't know, sandcastles, or whatever kind of a battle it is.
Is there, one last question, is there anything that the goblin would want to make him feel better? Is there anything that would make him feel better? You can even ask him, like, is there anything I can do to make you feel better? What did he say?
He said basically, fuck off. in nicer words.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, like, and also makes sense. Like, he told me, like, why do you think I want to change? Like, if a goblin would change, he wouldn't be a goblin anymore. So, there, yeah, like, why? Okay,
That's so
yes.
awesome.
Yeah, because, and it also for me, it's like, it makes so much sense now, because there will be, like, if I take the goblin and if I take any other person around the world, and they might not like what I do or think I should be doing or whatever, but who said that I need to listen to them, or who said that they need to think differently? Right?
Yes.
So, and
Nice.
actually, what I liked that the goblin said, okay, like, if you know that I'm wrong, go get them, like, show it and do it, and just like and it makes so much sense, like, why there is this. I think the moment we accept the doubt, be it a goblin, be it another creature, I mean, just okay, it's there, and it will always. That's the thing; it will always be there. The fact that we try to avoid doubt and the fear, it's impossible. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So now it actually, I was writing, I was like, oh, I can't get it. I want to go home and like do my stuff, you know? It actually...
Yeah. I can see it in your face also.
And then it was, because, you know, I wrote down just the question, like, what can I do to make you feel better? And it came out as a actual response to like, well, why do you think I need to change? Like, why would you do that? Right.
Yeah. It's really moving, actually.
Yeah. Like let me be. Like, actually, let me be. Like, why?
Yeah. And he also teaches you something about authenticity in a way, or something about like, this is who I am, and like, you can use this template for any situation, basically. Anytime that you identify, like the other goblin that you said, or there might be many goblins.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
So whenever you want to communicate with a part of yourself, you can do it like this. So,
this is really cool, because honestly, when I was coming here, I knew I will be writing, I knew I will be, you know, expressing in certain ways, but it didn't cross my mind that it will actually come out into like this, I would say, massive realization.
And the thing with doubt, actually, it's that we all have it. We all have that goblin, and we all struggle with it, especially in the places where we really want to achieve and we really want to make, and
That's very interesting though, because if that, let's say for me, it's like truly a passion project, and I can see it, I can visualize it, like it's just there. I know that it's there, but it's just so interesting that, especially for that, I have the biggest blockage, or was. Maybe I'm sending Goblin for vacation, and it's fine. But it's that, like, why would
there it really matters,
and like, why is, I believe that doubt comes also from the need of being perfect rather than just trying things out, where the playfulness comes in. So it makes sense that it's for something that you really care about, because the stakes are high when you really care about something. If you fail, it's a big failure and it hurts. True. But also when it hurts, it means you just care, and that's also part of the process to, like, again, what's the worst thing that can happen? I believe that's the reminder I always say to everyone, and it's just funny that whatever I'm saying to others, most of the time I don't really implement on myself.
It's very human, very human thing.
So what's the worst thing that can happen? I'll create something, I will record something, I'll talk to people, and we just talk. And it's not even about scripting things, it's just about being and trying to share a little bit of, you know, a little bit of something that resonates just to people anywhere.
That's great, Eliza. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
That was very cool. I really enjoyed going on that ride with you and meeting your internal characters.